Hey guys, it's Mountain Gold. Today I'm going to share my honest impressions on the gear I've used for the last overnight hiking. As you know, I hiked from the Kamikochi bus terminal to Tokusawa. It was rainy, although I carried full overnight gear like tents, sleeping pads, sleeping bag, things like that. My daughter didn't want to camp in Tokusawa. We changed the plan and we stayed in Tokusawa-en. That is a super luxurious hotel-like mountain hut. Since it was a pretty wet environment, so I could test the usability of some pieces of gear during the rain. So let's talk about some gear I brought but I didn't use, some useful gear, impressive gear, things like that. This time, I brought Zpacks Triplex zip tent for my kids. It is 3-person tent. You know, it is zipped doors, so it's easy to operate for small kids. But I don't wanna cram my kids in such a tiny space for more than 12 hours. And also, they didn't want it, so this time I didn't use it. It is bulky, but still, it's not super heavy. And this time I brought my new shelter system, that is Zpacks new Hexamid pocket tarp with doors and Borah gear Cuben bag Bivy. I really wanted to test the setup in rain, but I couldn't take the most of the chance, but it can be helped. I also brought 4 trekking poles and more than 20 stakes. But I didn't use them at all. So in total, it weighs just as same as the regular 3-person tent or things like that. But I'm gonna use them sooner or later, so please stay tuned if you're interested. Next, I'm going to talk about the clothing I wore and something that worked. This is Zpacks Trek Sun Hoodie. I wore it as a base layer. It wicks away the moisture from my skin. It breathes well and it dries very fast, so I like it. One regret is that it was not sunny at all, so I couldn't test its UV protection, but it can be helped. One good thing was that it didn't cause me sweat chill, and that's good. On top of the sun hoodie, I wore Yamatomichi Active Pullover. This is also a new item I just started to use. It is very nice. My younger daughter wanted me to grab her hand while hiking. 3 of us are using umbrellas, so I'm holding umbrella in left hand and I grab her hand like this. So apparently my arms are exposed to the rain. The sleeve of these 2 items are totally soaked. After I squeezed the water, it dried in less than 3 hours. When I just noticed it was already dry. If it totally soaked, it takes time to dry up. But in a regular hiking, it's not gonna get super damp. When they're totally wet, soaked, literally it was soaking wet. The water was dripping from the sleeve. And in that situation, I really felt chill on my arm, but it's no brainer. Of course it does. But other than the super wet arm, my body was relatively dry and I didn't feel sweat chill with the combination. Also, from the Kamikochi bus terminal to Yoko-o, I kept wearing this active pullover all the time. Very good balance between breathability, air permeability, and warmth. So finally, I've got pretty close to my ideal active insulation. Highly recommend it. While sleeping, I was using the Yamatomichi light alpha tights. It kept me warm while sleeping, but one concern is that wherever I put it on or take it off, the hair is gone. I kinda spread the hair. That's not good. It is a strong drawback of the Alpha series like Alpha Direct or Alpha Active. These hairs easily come off, but it is a trade-off. It's relatively fragile, it doesn't last forever, but they're super light for the warmth. If you think durability or long-lasting quality is your priority, then these features will be a deal breaker for you. But I accept it, I understand the weakness and strengths of the product, and I decided to use them. There are no perfect items, you have to give up something to get lightness. That's Ultralight hiker's life. Alright, and the next day, the rain was still strong, so I wore a lighting equipment with rain jacket. From the mountain head to bus terminal, again, I kept grabbing my daughter's hand, and my arms are exposed again to the rain, and she's much shorter than me, of course, and she's using the umbrella, so the edge of her umbrella was touching my arm and rubbing my arm again and again, but there are no signs of wear or tear or whatsoever on the sleeve. It is super thin material, but the rain water never soaking through the material. I've used this jacket for 5 years or so, but it's hold up like a champ. I can highly recommend it. According to the weather forecast, when we were hiking, the temperature was always below 20 degrees Celsius. Keep wearing the rain jacket made me a bit hot, but after I totally opened the pit tips, the humidity was gone and I could keep wearing it comfortably. I'm also interested in the Zpacks rain jacket, but it's holding up great, so I have no reason to replace it to other brands. I also have to talk about it. It is an Ultra Long Peak 9 Plus with a super fit green insole, as you can see. It has Vibra Mega Grip sole, so the grip was really nice, and also it has gator trap, as you can see. I'm a dirty girl style gator user, so it is very helpful. I really love the feature. Every hiking shoes should have it. Of course, I'm also using the lock laces. Long Peak 9 Plus are totally different from the other Long Peaks. Using Vibra Mega Grip sole really make it much stiffer, and I think it's a bit heavier. My image of Long Peak is light, very flexible and soft to the feet, but it's not like that. It's totally different shoes. It's pretty close to Topo Pursuit. So if you like Long Peak's soft, flexible sensation, then you should try it Long Peak 9 Plus first before the purchase. I like it though. The grip is very nice. It became much more reliable and stable and protective shoes. This time I didn't really hike up while using the pair, so I can't give my full review on it yet, but so far so good. The next thing to talk about is the cook system. This time I have to make food for 2 daughters, so I needed larger pot. It can boil more than 1 liter of water. This time, basically, I boiled water and put the instant curry. Then, using the water, I made curry for 3 of us. And the stove I used was the Optimus Vega because it is very low stove. The original plan was cooking outside instead of staying in a mountain hut. So I wanted to use stable stove because I expect that the kids are running around while cooking. It is pretty low and the stove stand is very wide, right? So it has no problem to put the large pot on. The stove is not good at wind, so I also brought the window screen, like titanium window screen. I bought it on Amazon. I don't know, Lucida or something like that. I totally forgot the name of the brand, but it has a magnetic snap button, so I can put like this. Yeah. And it has 2 slits, like this one and this one. So it can perfectly work with the Optimus Vega. The holes are coming from the slit, and the other slit can work with the pot. It's not perfectly fitting, but that's enough. I used a combination, but it doesn't cause any problem as far as I used. Typically, I don't use gas canister stove. I only use them when I hike with my kids. Oh, by the way, it's not the recommendation or whatsoever. I'm just talking. You can put the gas canister like this, and when it's super cold, you can put it upside down like this. So this stove is super good at cold temperature or winter environment. That's why I bought it when I was doing winter mountaineering. Another thing is this one, Hyper Light Mountain Gear Pod. I have 4 of them, like regular size and large size. It was rainy, so I put clothes, sleeping bags or something like that to the pod. My younger daughter's backpack didn't have backpack cover, although the inside material of the backpack was PU coated. Anyways, inside the pod was totally dry. Its water protection is amazing. It is a shape of your backpack, so if you use it, there are no dead space in a backpack, so I recommend it. And the last thing to talk about is the backpack. Bear bell is noisy, so let's remove it. Oh, by the way, I'm using the Expert Japan Putty Bell. It is a LiteAF Ultra 35 liter backpack without frame. I said without frame, but I attached the Vaucluse ventilation frame. People say it's good in a hotter environment. That's true, but you should try it in the rain. In the rain, it shines. You know, the frame really works nicely. When you're wearing a rain jacket and carrying the backpack, your back are wet because the water, like the sweat, cannot evaporate, right? Because there are no space between the back panel of your backpack and your back. But the Vaucluse ventilation frame will allow the back to breathe well, so much less crummy feeling. Anyways, I customized quite a lot. First, side mesh pockets from Zpacks. I put the cook set to the side pocket. You know, this is pretty big, but it easily gets inside the side mesh pocket like this. Yeah, I also put it like this. Yeah. So it will add significant volume to your backpack. So I've used 2 of them. And also I put shoulder strap mesh pouches from Zpacks. It's also good, you know, 1 liter bottle can fit nicely, stably. And I put my DJI Action 4 to the pocket. This backpack is 35 capacity for the main body, and including the bottom mesh pocket, side mesh pocket, and front mesh pocket. In total, it's 50 liter volume backpack, technically speaking. And I added these pockets so I could use it like a 60 liter volume backpack. I also put the fanny pack. You know, LiteAF backpack is very nice. You can put the waist belt like this. And you can also put the fanny pack as well to this attachment point. The fanny pack can work as a waist belt and fanny pack, of course. So it was very useful and it worked. You know, when I used the fanny pack and tightened the waist belt, I felt like the load was transferred to my waist. So it is very useful. I can't recommend LiteAF packs enough. I really love the LiteAF packs. Please make running vest straps LiteAF packs. Alright, I think that's all. I wish I could test shelters or tent in the rain, but the most important thing is to let my daughters have fun, so it can be helped. Anyways, that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave in a comment section. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you are not subscribed yet, please do that. If you have done so already, as always, thank you very much. I really appreciate your support. I'm also doing Instagram, so please feel free to follow me from the link in the description. Alright, see you on the trail. Bye.